Hello everyone, before we start this video, I wanted to show you all something I got in the mail last night. I wanted to show you all of it because I wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't for all of you. So let's open it up. I have already opened it before. I'm sorry, I opened it last night because my mom was like, Becca, you got a package. And I'm like, oh, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, it's the play button. I had totally forgot it was coming. So here we have this letter. Okay, now to open the play button. Da, 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 da. If I can get it open. Da, 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 da. Ta-da! It looks so cool. It says learn to draw manga down there, and it's super shiny, and it's really, really nice. I'm gonna have to find a spot for it in my room. So thank you all so much for helping me reach 100,000 subscribers. And thank you all so much for your support. And yeah, we'll get on to the video now. So in this episode of I Draw Your OC, I'm drawing an OC by Steven Manga. Their OC's name is Robin. They are 13 years old. Their personality is cold. They are an insider. They're hard to make laugh and doesn't care about their surroundings. Their skills and abilities are very clever, pretty much a genius. Great grades at school and makes programs. Their favorite things to do are programming and gaming, and he likes hamsters and cats. So let's get started. So after hearing a little bit more about Robin and his character, I had a few different ideas I wanted to maybe do. At first I thought maybe I have him sitting at a computer like doing all of his programming stuff, but then I don't know, that idea didn't sound very fun to me, and because I'd just be drawing him sitting, and I don't know, it just didn't sound very interesting. So I'm like, well, he likes to play video games, so maybe I could have him sitting playing video games, but I'm like, that's not very different from the programming idea. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe he could be playing a portable video game, and like his description said, he kind of ignores his surroundings. So I thought maybe I'd have him playing a portable video game system. So at first I was gonna have him play on the Nintendo 3DS. But then I'm like, after thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I should have him play on the Nintendo Switch because that's portable. And so yeah, I'm glad I had that idea. And I'm having him wear headphones just to ignore his surroundings even more. He totally doesn't care what's going on around him. You may also notice the little circle on his shoulder. That's a hamster. I don't think he has a pet hamster. Okay, just a second. Can we zoom in on these hands right here? Because these hands were very difficult. I spent literally like an hour on those hands. They were so hard. I had to use multiple references, and I'm sorry I didn't record myself drawing them, but yeah, I had to use multiple references, and they were very challenging, and there was a lot of erasing, and yeah, those were hard, but I powered through, and I feel like they look pretty decent now, so yeah. Okay, back to drawing. So you'll notice the little circle on his shoulder. It's a little hamster. It said that he liked hamsters. So I wanted to include a hamster somehow. I don't know if it's his hamster, or maybe it's a friend's hamster, or just a random hamster that sits on his shoulder and watches him play the Switch. But I really like the little hamster. I was really excited when I got this OC. I randomly pick the OCs, so I never really know what I'm gonna get, and I was really excited when I got this one because I thought he looked really cool. He's one of my favorite colors. Like, I love aquamarine or like teal, so I was really excited when I got him because I'm like, ooh, his color scheme is like my favorite color. So yeah, I was really excited about that, and his eyes are super cool. He is only 13, so I tried to keep him looking a little on the younger side. I don't know if I succeeded. A lot of my characters are kind of mid to older teens, and he's kind of a younger teenager, so I tried to keep him younger looking. I hope I succeeded. I still think maybe he looks a little old, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm having him walking and playing on the Switch. I had a lot of fun with his clothes. His clothes are cool. I really like his jacket. I really like my Nintendo Switch. It's a lot of fun. I play Zelda and Mario Odyssey on it. I really like Mario Odyssey. I didn't beat the game. No, I beat the game, but I didn't get all the moons. Props to anybody who gets all the moons. For the background, I'm kind of doing something I did similarly to my last I Draw Your OC episode. So in the last episode, I didn't fully render the background. I only kind of put in the background like line art. So we got an idea of the background, but I didn't have to go through all the trouble of actually fully doing the background. So for this picture, I just took one of the default Clip Studio backgrounds and I put that behind him. One of my New Year's resolutions was to draw more backgrounds, but with these I Draw Your OC episodes, I always feel a little bit rushed. Just a little, because I usually only have like 2 to 3 days to finish the picture. Obviously, I don't spend the whole day on the picture. I usually spend maybe 2 hours or so a day on the picture, but I always feel a little bit rushed because I only give myself about 2 days to finish these pictures. So I didn't want to have to do a whole complicated background. So I just used one of the default ones from Clip Studio, and I think it looks pretty cool. Oh, and can I just say, I love his hair. I love Robin's hair. I never really noticed how short I draw my character's hair for my boys. I either seem to draw it on the short side. Well, I say short, but like in real life it'd be pretty long hair, but like it's short compared for manga standards, I guess. Or I draw it really long like my OC Takume-kun. He has really long hair. But most of my boys have pretty short hair, but he has kind of like medium length hair, like it's long enough where it covers his ears. But I'm really happy with how his hair turned out. I think it looks really cool, and I really like it. So this picture has pretty standard shading on it. With my last I Draw Your OC episode, I had that super bright green light source, but I feel like with this picture, it's a pretty standard coloring scheme. So yeah, it was a pretty normal color scheme. When I do my coloring process, I tend to do it in like steps. So first I'll kind of add all of my normal kind of shading, I guess. Like I don't go like super in depth, but I'm trying to get an idea of where all the shading goes. And I try to make everything consistent between everything, so I don't like do all the coloring on one thing and then do all the coloring on another thing. I try to keep moving around and coloring different spots. I had a lot of fun with the coloring on his jacket. I'm really happy with how the wrinkles turned out at the bottom. I love those wrinkles. I noticed lately I really like shading wrinkles for some reason. Like I just really love shading wrinkles on clothing because it just like makes it look so much better. Oh, and I tried something new for the hair, which was fun. So usually when I draw hair, I usually just have the eyes overlap in front of the hair. So you see that one strand that's like coming in front of his eyes? I would usually just have the eye just overlap in front of the hair, and the hair would be like going behind the eye. I know that makes no sense, but they do it a lot in manga just because so it doesn't block the eyes. But here I have it going over the eye, but I colored the line art a light blue color, so it almost makes the hair look slightly transparent, and I really like how the effect turned out. I feel like it turned out really cool. Here I'm adding a little bit more detail to the hamster. The hamster is so cute. I hope Steven likes the hamster, and I hope it's okay I put a hamster on his shoulder. So yeah, if you want a chance for your OC to be chosen to be in one of these episodes, I have all of the info in the video description on how you can enter your OC. I really enjoy getting to see all of your OC, everyone's OCs. It's a lot of fun to look through them, and thank you so much to everyone who submits them. I've been having a lot of fun with these episodes. I feel like they make me draw different things or different looking characters. Like this character is kind of unique compared to like what I usually draw, and Andromeda, the last OC I drew, she was also very unique. So they make me draw new things, and I really like it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun getting to draw everyone's OCs, and I really enjoy it. I'm also trying to be better about adding gradients to things. Like for a long time, I would add gradients to things, but like, I don't know, like I'm adding a lot more gradients to things now. just to make everything feel a little bit more cohesive and a little bit more interesting, I try to add like different shades of different colors and just add different gradients to the picture. And I feel like it helps make it more interesting, and yeah, I like how it looks. I spent a really long time on the jacket. The jacket took me a really long time to shade, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Also for his jeans, I was planning to make the jeans just like a normal jean color, and then I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I should make them a dark teal color to stick with his color scheme, and I'm really glad I made them the teal color because I feel like they look nice together. I also, for the Switch, I have him have 2 blue Joy-Cons. A lot of time, my Switch has a blue Joy-Con and a red Joy-Con, but you can get another blue Joy-Con if you buy like another set of Joy-Cons. So I have him have 2 blue Joy-Cons because I thought it'd match his color scheme very nicely. I thought about having him have red Joy-Cons, but I didn't want our eyes to go immediately to the Joy-Con or the Switch, because if the Switch was like its very own different color, I feel like it would almost attract too much attention, and I wanted our eyes to go straight to his face. So yeah, I decided to go with the blue Joy-Con. I had so much fun shading his hair and his eyes. His eyes are amazing. To make them look more blue, instead of giving him black pupils, I gave him blue like a dark teal pupil. So that made his eyes look super blue, and I'm really happy with how they turned out, and his hair looks really shiny. So I also like his hair. My sisters love the hamster like so much. My sisters really liked the hamster. Here I'm coloring the background. At first I was having the background just be a tealy blue color to kind of to match him. But then I felt like the background was maybe overpowering him a little bit. And I don't know, I felt like it was just too much teal color on the picture. So I actually decided to change it to an orangey color. I did that when I wasn't recording, so sorry. But I decided to add a little bit of tone to the background, and then I later made it an orangey color. So I feel like the orange color works a lot better, and it really makes him like stand out a lot, so I'm happy I changed it to an orange. So here's the finished picture of Robin. I had so much fun drawing him. He is so cool, and I love the little hamster, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Steven Manga, for submitting your OC. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!